my intention when I started Good Things Guy was literally, and now I say it, and it's like you had big dreams, buddy. But I had this idea
Mm.
to share one good news story with whoever was going to read it, and my mantra, and I say this to my journos often, is that if one person reads your story and their perspective is changed, or they find hope, or they find something to laugh at because we write funny stuff as well, or they become more proud of our country. Just one. If you change one reader's mind, your job is done. Like your job is done. And when I started Good Things Guy, that was my intention, was just to share. It was a little blog at the time. I was writing one good news story every single day. That quickly became 3 stories and then 6 stories. And now we've got 20 a day that we're publishing. But I never believed that it would be anything more than a silly little blog that a couple of people would read. I didn't believe there was no business plan. There was no intention for it to become South Africa's top good news site. That never even existed in my brain. It wasn't something that I could have even have fathomed. A decade later, and I am just so incredibly grateful that we still have people that tune in and read and watch and listen, and that are there supporting that little idea I had all those years ago. But to answer your question, never in my wildest dreams did I think that it would become what it has, or that this would be my life that I'm living. Never.
That's so cool, man. Why do you think it took off? Can you put your finger on it?
So I think it was right time, right place, right light, maybe. Preparation. What do they say? Luck is preparation meeting opportunity. And so I'd worked at it. I'd really, there were at the time, I wasn't the only good news space in South Africa. There were a couple of good news spaces that had tried to do the same thing. I'd built a bit of a following because of neck nominations and sort of my social media a year before, that had put me into the space where I was sharing good news on Cliff Central. On once a week I had a show, and I was sharing good news on CNBC on a Friday night, a little feature that I had. And so I was already in that space doing this thing. And then I think the reason it took off was right time, right place, right light, but also consistency. I think that there's something really true and powerful to be said about being consistent. So I had, and I hate this term, and I'm going to use it. I had my North Star. So I knew what the focus was, and where I wanted to go. I wanted to share good news with South Africa and the world. And so that goal of what I wanted to do, just being consistent at it, has built it into what it is today. So to give you an idea, I said it started off with 1 story, and then 3, and then 6. By the time I got to 6 stories every day, I was by myself. So I didn't have a team. I was sort of, it took about a year and a half before I brought on my first journalist who joined the team. But then she was writing 6 stories a day, and I was writing 6 stories a day. And for 7 whole years, seven whole years, I didn't take a single day off. Not a single day.
Wow.
I made sure that I wrote 6 stories every single day. On Christmas, on New Year, on the 1st of January when I was hungover. I'm sure that writing is absolutely atrocious. But every single day, I made sure that I was publishing 6 stories a day. And I worked for 7 years straight. And I think that was the basis of what it has become today.